You know how everything's a subscription now? Music, movies, even socks. I swear if it...
To continue this ad, please upgrade to Premium Plus Platinum.
What? No. Anyway, Blue Apron...
This is a pay-per-listen ad. Please confirm your billing.
Oh, that's annoying. At least with the new Blue Apron, there's no subscription needed. Get delicious meals delivered without the weekly plan.
Wait, no subscription?
Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Beth. You stupid assholes.
Sicko Mally here with your Week 6 Game of the Week. The beleaguered Beavers bounded to Boone, North Carolina, looking wistfully for their first win of the season. Awaiting the Beavs were the App State Mountaineers, who were 2-2 but plagued with turnover troubles in their first 4 forays of the football season. Oregon State had the opportunity to erase the Ophir from their win column and hoped the Mountaineers obliged. While App State had other ideas and bounded down the field for a field goal. Then the Beavs bumbled the ensuing kickoff, giving the Mountaineers the moleskin in the magnificent municipality of the end zone. App State advanced the oblong oval for a 10-0 lead. The Beavs were bamboozled by the App State attackers, who found another touchdown to advance their superiority on the scoreboard to 17 after the first section of the game. Oregon State oriented themselves in the second section and sliced and diced the Mountaineer margin down to 3 before halftime to make it 17-14. The two teams traded scores in the third frame of the game, and the App State advantage grew to 6, 27-21. The fourth and final frame found a fight fraught with follies, but optimistic Oregon State continued to climb and crawl towards the end zone, looking for the timely touchdown to take the lead. The Beavs bounded down the field, finding a 3rd and goal at the Mountaineer 6. The Beavs QB tossed a hopeful heave to the corner of the end zone, but the Mountaineers' men marched in front to gain an interception. App State had to punt the pill back to the Beavs. Oregon State, looking opportunistic, took a trip down to the turf to the goal line. The mighty Mountaineers muscled up and beat the Beavs back on 4 straight downs, maintaining their minuscule margin, and took over on their 1-yard line, trying to close out the contest with less than 2 minutes left on the clock. The Beavs defense dove into the Mountaineers running back and popped out the pill. The ball bounced backwards into the end zone, and the oblong oval lay in the end zone before the Beavs could capture the tying touchdown. The Mountaineers QB flung forward flatly onto the floundering football and surrendered to safety with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the crazed contest. Oregon State was still alive and got the safety kick settled at their own 43-yard line. Still in need of a touchdown that had been teasing and tantalizing the battered Beavs. Malik Murphy muscled and matriculated the moleskin down inside the Mountaineer 25 with 39 ticks remaining. Then a Murphy pass was completed but met by a Mountaineer man flying through the Kid Brewer shadows like Superman, striking the Beavers receiver's shoulder, separating the spear from the glove grasp, and sending the ball airborne into the awaiting mitts of a fellow Mountaineer for a game-ending turnover. The Beavs were bested yet again, and the Mountaineer masses were filled with merriment after the masterful defensive deterrence. App State 27, Oregon State 23.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of October 5th, 2025. We are through week 6 of the college football season. We are almost to the halfway point of the regular season, which means things are getting conference-y and things are getting very stupid, which is good for us and good for content.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. As always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Beth, Pitt Girl, and producer Arthur on the ones and twos. Commish, how are you, sir?
Good. Had a fun weekend. My kiddo played some flag football. I resisted the urge to steal a pylon. My kiddo set the tone for the game. First play, he got a handoff, took it to the house, and he won his first flag football game this weekend. So congrats to him. My 2.5-year-old screaming to get the flags. Get the flags.
Like every parent out there telling your kid to do the very basic thing. Eye on the ball. Get the flag.
No.
Get the flags.
Yeah, a 2-year-old is very, very close to becoming me while watching football, during which I mostly just scream, "Get him!
Get him! Get the flags!"
I've never got to sit and watch a football game with you, Pitt Girl, and I really feel bad about that because I can understand from your Twitter stream, your Blue Sky stream, what it must be like.
Yep. Yeah. No, my Blue Sky during Pitt games is exactly like sitting next to me at a game.
Can confirm.
Perfect. Pitt Girl, how are you?
It's Sunday. I have stories I will tell when we start talking about games. But in non-football news, I made banana bread today. I made steak today. I went to the grocery store. Obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend and I cleaned our house a little bit. It's a good day.
Nice. Beth, how are you?
The weather is about to change here. And so this was the dad weekend of like the things that we must do while our last gasp of first summer comes to an end before we will get second and third summer. So I washed, clay barred, detailed, and waxed 4 cars this weekend.
What does clay bar mean? You said clay bar. What does that mean?
So it's a little bar of clay that you scrub with a lubricant on the car paint, and it takes all of the problems out of the paint. It looks very pretty once you clay bar it, and then you wax it afterwards. It
fixes the like problems in the clear coat if you have those, which you probably do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I cleaned out the garage. I made bread and soup, and I fixed 7 ukuleles, which I didn't know how to do going into this weekend, which felt real good.
Ukulele?
Yeah, ukuleles? I don't know. Many jumping fleas. Anyway, it was a great weekend. Also, there was football. We moved the tailgate TV outside so that I could watch it while I was washing cars, and I managed to not hit it with the hose at any point.
Proud of you.
Thank you. Especially when I was trying to clean the navigator. That was a real dicey proposition.
Yes, because large Lincoln is large.
And I'm very much of the size where I should be washing large Lincoln.
How many step stools, Beth?
Well, I had to bring out the Midley big ladder.
Okay.
Not the big, like Jordan has seen the garage in which the big ladder is. I did not need that one.
But you definitely need Midley big ladder for the roof because the running boards are not going to be enough.
And could I reach the middle of the hood or the middle of the roof? No, listener, I could not. Oh, and I own a buffer now. I dadded real hard this weekend, everybody. Like I have a whole new series of batteries now.
I'm so proud of you.
That is hauntingly beautiful. I love it. Folks, we got through week 6. Did
you ask Commish how he was?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did.
You did? Okay.
He started first.
That's fine.
Get the flags.
That's right.
Sorry,
I have squirrel brain. It's fine.
Squirrel.
I just finished doing our also received votes for our poll, which will drop this week. And I love how consistent some people are. Because the 2009 NCAA football for we has been on every poll we've ever had. It always gets 1 vote. Whoever you are out there, it's always there, and I always see it. I did get to get rid of some people who ran into legal troubles this week before.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I managed to catch that before it made the poll. Good for me.
Wait, like, because the poll closed already. Was this like they somehow voted for people and then those people had legal problems, or?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
People had
yes.
legal problems,
the
and
new-
then they got votes.
The news broke about the legal problems on Saturday, and the poll had already closed. Voters, what do you know?
I don't know who we're talking about here, so
I'll say it, but you'll bleep it.
okay. I haven't heard anything about him, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, take a little look real fast and just look that up.
Yeah. Go search that on Blue Sky and also bleep it for the sake of the listeners. But like, weird shit happened.
We need to start as we mean to start, because listeners, we're going to go a little out of order from what we did our preview on, because there are some things we need to move around and talk about more on. Because we did not have Penn State at UCLA ranked very highly. We may have said a couple words on it. Pitt Girl, what did you say?
I did say that it would be very funny if UCLA did the thing. And everybody was like, but they're not going to do the thing. Look what happened. I have been blessed with the dodgeball of prophecy.
I just want to say, I have very consistently all year been saying, in response to people saying, I don't see a win on UCLA's schedule, they're going to win a game. They're going to win it. So I feel like I called this. Also, when we were recording the preview episode last week, I had some stuff to say about this game being higher. But by the time we got to it, it was so late. I was like, I'm not going to say any of it. I'm just going to skip it because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And I would rather go to bed than get on the record about being right about this. Okay. Damn, I kind of want to go to bed now.
Yeah.
That would really hit right now.
That's fair.
Penn State 37, UCLA 42. Now, UCLA was our number one team in our latest Sickos poll before this happened.
Yes. So we put out the poll on Friday, and they were our number one ranked team. Some folks in the Discord didn't agree with their number one ranking. They have rescinded that statement now after what occurred over the weekend, which
counterpoint. Number one Penn State.
I mean, they were 30th in the poll. So
rocketing up our rankings, rocketing down the AP rankings.
Are our voters just really prophetic? Sorry, I haven't looked up the other thing yet, but the combination of UCLA number one and Penn State ranked that high. Because when I saw the rankings, when I saw Penn State, I was like, man, I don't know what they're doing there. Because, there's a certain narrative about them. And I feel like just getting a narrative about you is a way to do well in our poll. But they're still, a fairly boring power college football team. And I mean, they just came into this week and it was like that one Michael Jordan meme from The Last Dance, because they took that personally. They had to earn their spot, and they did.
We need to give a shout out to Tim Skipper, who is the interim head coach at UCLA, was the interim head coach at Fresno State last year.
Led them to a bowl game last year, right?
Did. And we need to talk about one Jerry Neuheisel with his flowing blonde hair, his dad getting touchingly emotional at this. There was a lot of video going around of his dad being very emotional about this win here. And I think that for me, this game just seemed so bonkers in the time period because UCLA got out ahead.
Penn State never led. UCLA got their first lead of the entire season on the first possession of this game, and then onside kicked, just like Syracuse did against Clemson, got the ball and kicked a field goal and was up 10-0. I spent this entire game secure in the knowledge that Pitt had already beat the shit out of Boston College. We'll talk about that later. And so I just got to sit here and point and laugh at Penn State for the entire game.
As it turns out, it did not matter what West Virginia did or did not do on Friday and early Saturday. I was just making happy big arms the whole way through this game. The fact that Tim Skipper and James Franklin have the same number of top 10 wins against Big Ten opponents is incredible.
I'm digging Skipper as remember how Coach O kind of got that tag of just like the ultimate interim head coach because he did it at USC and then he did it at LSU? I'm hoping that Tim Skipper, he's just kind of like what's that word? I'm trying to think of the word. It's like a Japanese word, like traveling around.
He's a Ronin?
Yeah, I want him to be like the interim Ronin.
Coach O. Ronin, hold up. I'm having a moment here. Coach O. Ronin, as my Kurosawa film of choice, all of a sudden is really working for me.
I'm just saying, like, if your team's really down, doing a bad job, and, you just nationally, there should be a break glass in case of emergency coach, where it's like bar rescue, but for football teams.
I thought that was Frank Reich.
I mean, Frank Reich does not have that track record. Does he? I don't really follow the NFL.
No, Stanford brought him to just do that. What was it? John L. Smith? John L. Smith has it. He came in Gruden?
Or like, what's his face that was the interim at Baylor?
Jim Grobe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that didn't go. That didn't end well. But,
it didn't. But like, he was around. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I like, there's certain situations when there's hirings in college football where people kind of try to look at qualifications, look at experience. I like a team specifically going with the experience of interim head coach.
So I just realized something because the name was familiar to me, Tim Skipper. Yeah. And I was like, is he related to Jim Skipper? So Tim and Jim, like his dad is Jim, because I remember the Saints had a running backs coach in like the 80s and 90s under Jim Moore Jr. of being Jim Skipper. And apparently that's his son. So I've met Jim Skipper a couple of times on the Dome. I think I took a picture with him with the running backs like Dalton Hilliard and Reuben Mays in the early Jim Moore days when I was a kid. So wow, okay, I just pulled that connection out. I had no idea.
His brother,
that's crazy.
Kelly Skipper is a running backs coach for the Bills right now.
Yeah,
there's Skippers everywhere.
So shout out to Tim Skipper, son of Jim Skipper. What is the other?
Kelly Skipper.
Okay, not another. Okay, not Tim. Jim.
We need to talk about how historic this is.
Yes, let's do.
We have to put this in context of not just this season.
Can we talk about this score forever, please?
I got to tell obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend's family about how historic this was because someone that obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend's mom knows is a big Penn State fan and went to this game.
Oh,
and obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend's mom was telling me about this and was like, "Oh yeah, this person went to this game," and I was like, "I need you to understand the historical context of this. Like, I know this is a big upset, but like, it's been 40 years."
There's a reason why you can Google UTEP Penn State, and now something comes up, okay? Because listeners, here's our context. This is Bill Connolly talking on ESPN.com. On October 26, 1985, UTEP pulled one of the biggest upsets in WAC history, holding BYU's Robbie Bosco to 1535 passing with 4 interceptions and upsetting the number 7 Cougars, the defending national champions, in a 23-16 shocker. BYU had won 30 of its previous 31 games heading into the game, and UTEP had begun the season 0-6.
Defending national champions, BYU.
Yes. I had just turned 2.
Okay, hold up. That was the last time that a team that was 0-4 or worse had knocked off a top 10 opponent until 40 years later.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with that game because it happened more than a decade before I was born. Okay. But I don't know how comparable that is just because I heard you mention the BYU quarterback throwing 4 interceptions. And like, man, that's not really like, yes, Penn State did turn the ball over twice, I believe. They fumbled twice, lost 2 fumbles, and they did their thing that they did at the end of the second quarter where they turned the ball over on downs, and UCLA was able to give a quick field goal. But like, here's UCLA's drives, right? 75 plays touchdown, 40 yards, or 75 yards, sorry, touchdown.
That's a lot of plays.
Yeah. 40 yards field goal, 75 yards touchdown, 68 yards touchdown, 17 yards field goal. That was right at the end of the first half. Then they did have a missed field goal on a drive they got out of a turnover. So they did have one short field there. But then 75 yards touchdown, 75 yards touchdown, 75 yards touchdown. And then we're into that crazy, weird end of game scenario. So like that, I don't know enough about that BYU UTEP game, but it sounds like it was like fluky with some turnovers. Man, like UCLA just like, they just kind of did their stuff. Like it wasn't like
beat the doors off of them.
Yeah.
No,
Like
UCLA,
it wasn't like they were getting lucky. Like the
score on this game is legitimately kind of misleading. Like UCLA beat that ass. I look forward to seeing the post-game win expectancy on this because, like, obnoxiously, Pitt boyfriend and I went to our local favorite brewery in the like early third quarter of this game, and Penn State had scored at this point, but I remember getting into the brewery and sitting down and looking at TV and being like, wait, Penn State scored again. Who let them do that? And it's because I missed the block punt, which in and of itself, fluky thing. I will remind you, Penn State never led this game.
The win expectancy, if you're looking for it from Bill C, UCLA 57.8%.
That's about,
okay.
That's what it feels
So,
right.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like stats of war and success rate, I guess, is the chart that comes out on Monday.
Oh, you have a success rate? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that both teams had very high, just like flat success rates.
Yeah.
Very high success rates. I'm looking at games on paper right now. Penn State, 53% success rate. UCLA, 51% success rate. That is getting, listeners, I don't know the exact numbers. It's like getting like 6 yards on first down, something on second. I forget what the actual numbers are here, but it's about getting the numbers are down to keep your
basically both teams' offenses were real good at getting yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is that it Penn State's offense looked very bad in the first half, and then they kind of figured their shit out in the second half, but it was not enough.
There's something to be said about going in and not knowing what the hell you're going to see, because that Jerry Neuheisel should get some credit here is that I don't know that James Franklin knew what the fuck he was walking into.
Nope.
Because who thought, I mean, if you've seen Nico play before, maybe you think he can do those things, but Nico is playing like a man possessed. Like, that's wild to me, considering what we've seen him do.
I was just caught off guard that we're still making Jerry's. Like I didn't know we were bringing out new Jerry's in 2025.
I'm guessing he's a Gerald. What do you think? Take a bet real fast. What are we thinking, guys?
You think he's a Jerome Neuheisel?
Ooh, maybe.
That'd be great.
Here, let's
if
see
it's just
here.
Jerry, it's
just
Jerry.
Straight Jerry. I think I'll go straight Jerry.
Nope, he is a Richard Gerald Neuheisel III.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, it is a little bit weird that my dude is like not that much older than me.
33.
And he's 33. His name is Jerry.
Yeah.
A 33-year-old Jerry?
That's I mean, his first name is Richard, so he's just going by the middle name. So
but like all of that is weird. 33-year-old Richard is actually slightly less weird. Like I definitely went to high school with a Richard.
Could have been Dick Neuheisel. No one goes by Dick. No one does.
Well, no, okay. So
Jerry is very off-putting, and also, honestly, I'm a little surprised he's 33 because that haircut, the Prince Charming haircut, is extremely Zoomer. I was like, this is a 25-year-old. What the fuck is he doing out here?
So I get not going by Richard or any of his first names because he is the third. So if he did, then like it would be confusing because of his father also having that name. So I get going by the middle name, and also then being the third, it's like, oh, okay, that makes it. Like anytime someone has an old name, but it's just like, yeah, this has been in the family, this is inherited. It's like, okay, I get it.
I can definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
you're a
yeah,
fourth.
yeah, I know you
You're a
can.
fourth and a fifth.
I'm a fourth. So yeah, I got the IV at the end, Roman numeral. So the kiddos got the V, and then my dad's got the third. But like,
I
yeah,
thought you said, and
growing
then
up,
your daughter's the sixth.
yeah, she's junior. But no, I'm not gonna go on a tangent like why can't women be juniors? But
It's feminism.
just I couldn't convince my wife to do it. But no, this is a legit thing. Like my younger goes by middle name, instead of being, because I still have not been able to shake my name from being a kid. So like whatever they named me that way.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've not been able to shake that.
It does. So it works differently in my family because Puddles is a third. And then my brother is a 4. So for us, the oldest living one always has the same nickname. And then
Okay.
the middle one is pronounced with the full name, and then the youngest gets like an initials name. So like as you dethrone the name, you like assume their position in
It's like a title.
Oh, I like
Right.
that.
When
Yeah.
do you think Jerry's peaked? I'm looking at a chart here from behindthename.com, which I assume is reputable. What year did Jerry's peak?
I'm gonna assume Jerry's
Or,
peaked
like-
when Seinfeld was on.
So like year of birth,
Yeah, year of birth.
like 1950.
I say like 1965.
41.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
We did on a slide. Also, Lady Jerry's peaked about the same time too.
Yeah. I thinking about names with numbers. My mom's side of the family, they are all same first name, same last name, different middle name. So no one has a number.
Oh, okay.
And you differentiate by the middle name.
Okay, there you go.
One last thing about UCLA offensive coordinators, I think we can then definitively say we've found the problem at UCLA. It was Tino Sinceri. He was the problem, and now they fixed it.
Yeah. Hey, you could, honestly, if you look at it a certain way, Tino helped. Tino left, and that helped.
He left, and they got good. I actually saw some of this game, and you might ask, how did I do that? Because I was at a completely different game in this exact same time slot. They put this game on the Jumbotron during media timeouts.
Hell yes. I love it when they do that.
That's some
The
haters.
only time,
Yes.
the only time I've been at a sporting event and they've put a completely different game on the Jumbotron whenever they could was when I was at an NCAA tournament game while a 16 seed was upsetting a 1 seed. And it was great here because they didn't have any sort of graphics set up. Like they didn't even have like a live look in on the like on top of the video from the Penn State UCLA game. So if you were only kind of paying attention, you might look up and look at the screen and see like, wait, there's football going on. Like look at the field. Wait, like, no, there's not. The other thing was they would just like cut right to it whenever there was a media timeout. And at one point, right, like timeout on the field, the video board cuts to just a shot of a bewildered James Franklin. I think that was right after Penn State turned it over on downs at the end of the game. But
To the stout UCLA defense. Fuck yeah, they did.
it was just a beautiful thing to just suddenly have on the scoreboard.
Some more history for you from Chris Falca. The last time a power conference team lost to a winless power conference team as a favorite of at least 24 points, with both teams having played more than one game, was 2007, when Louisville lost 38-35 to 0-3 Syracuse as a 37-point favorite.
That year was just cursed.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Some more fun stuff. This is from Between the Numbs, Greg Harvey on Twitter. Teams to enter 0-4 or worse and defeat an AP top 10 opponent since 1955. UCLA versus number 7 Penn State, UTEP versus number 7 BYU, and to go back before that was in 85, remember. We have to go back to 58 when Tulane unseated number 6 Navy. That's how far. It's the 3 times in history this has happened. Tres.
The fun thing about that UTEP team in '85, that was their only win of the year.
Of course it was. They blew out national champion. They beat national champion BYU and then just fucked right off. Because what else do you do?
Our work here is done.
I don't expect UCLA to do anything else this year. I don't care.
No, they did the only thing I cared about.
So 1958 Tulane, they beat number 6 Navy. They beat Texas Tech. They beat Alabama. And they lost to the national championship, winning that year, 1958 LSU, 62-0.
Yeah, UCLA needs to do 2 things this year. One, they've already done. The second is just win our poll.
Now, Pitt Girl, you and I were talking a little bit about this because this win, it doesn't just hurt Penn State now. It's like blood poisoning because it's in the system and the panic is real. And now it's this whole obsession of, Commish just dropped a tweet from James Franklin. I'm going to quote this. Game week, let's do this together and go 1-0, Nittany Nation. Northwestern, hashtag we are.
God.
You can't do that. You can't do that, James. Hey, James. Hey, buddy. That's not the way.
I'm gonna give him props for not turning off replies.
Oh, did he not?
He did not.
Oh,
they're still open.
Boy.
I'm going.
There's no way he's reading those.
No, of course not.
No,
but he
somebody
getting,
is.
Hey,
he is
Girl,
getting ratioed.
what's the
everybody's
goal?
Looking at the comments.
1 in a row. One in a row.
One in a row.
I do think that this is interesting now that we're in the second year of the 12-team playoff. Because last year, I think things felt a little murky in terms of what actually knocked you out. And in the end, it ended up being, okay, you couldn't lose 3 games. And now this season, I feel like we've kind of come to a more like a happy, recalibration where if you were like back before even the 14 playoff, right, there was a sense that like any one loss could ruin your season. And, now that we have this expanded playoff, we don't quite get that. But now, anytime a team loses their second game, they enter the zone that championship contending teams used to be in all the time. So Penn State is now in the, like, very suddenly and unexpectedly, you can't lose again situation that, Notre Dame's already there. We saw another team that I think started the season as the AP number 1 team get there this weekend. I honestly, I'm down with it. I think it's cool. I think it is spiritually very college football. It's too bad that, we can't have these championship contending teams feeling this level of anxiety the whole season, but it's good to see teams reach that threshold because that's what makes college football so special.
Arthur, you are being so generous. I think Penn State's already cooked. There is no argument for a team that lost to UCLA.
So you don't think they can stand on the strength of their wins against Nevada, FIU, and Villanova? I'm surprised.
They still have to play Ohio State. So when I'm saying they can't lose another game, what makes you think
they're going to win that game?
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're suddenly unexpectedly in a spot where they need to run the table, and suddenly that Ohio State game feels like a Penn State Ohio State game used to feel, where it's like, if you can't win this, you're out. That was how it was pretty much the entire up until this 12-team playoff. Suddenly the 12-team playoff comes along. Penn State can lose to Ohio State and still make it, except nope, they lost to UCLA, so they can't do that.
All right, that's enough playoff talk.
Is that our limit?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Can we mention James Franklin Clock Commander?
Yeah, at the end of the first half. I'm just going to say Billy Napier is up there. At the end of the game, at the end of the first, the
end of the first half was like legitimately Brad and Gary were like, this is the weirdest shit we've seen in a long time.
At the end
of the game too, yeah.
I mean, sitting there on that fourth down where it's like, this is potentially the game, and you're just gonna, I guess, roll those timeouts into your retirement, pal. That 25 seconds wasn't something you wanted later. It's cool.
It's the flight. Really, what we can what we can attribute this to, Pitt Girl, is having to drive to Harrisburg to get a plane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If they had a longer runway at Happy Valley,
just connect in Detroit, you fucking coward.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the hour and a half on 322 is nice. It's pretty. There's not a lot of traffic.
There's a Statue of Liberty.
You get to see the tiny Statue of Liberty in the middle of the Susquehanna. It's fine.
Wait, hold up. The Susquehanna is in that part. Wait, I was told
we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay, I mean,
so in their defense, in their defense, if I had to go to Harrisburg for something, I would also not be in the mood to play a football game.
Some of us live here.
I know it's fine when you have to. If I had to go there, though, I'm saying because then you it's not like a place I like having to get to.
We need to talk about a game.
I'm to Bedford County. It'll be fine.
We need to talk about a game that happened at the exact same time because while the world was watching this, Commish was locked in on our game of the week. App State 27, Oregon State 23. I'm just going to say that App State was up 17-0 when I flipped off this on my quad box. I was like, you know what? Now I know, Pitt Girl, that 17-0 is the most dangerous lead in college football.
It is.
Can we officially use 17-0 as our most dangerous lead? Like it's our 2-0 lead.
Let's just do it. Yeah, okay. Do it.
So, Commish, what happened after the 17-0 lead?
So, I mean, man, this was the Sickos Committee Game of the Week that lived up to the hype. And honestly, I didn't watch. Once UCLA went up like 10, I was like, I can't watch it now. Like I don't want to jinx anything. So I didn't watch it the rest of the time. So it was not on my quad box just for non-jinxing purposes.
Thank
so
you
I
for
was
your
locked
service,
in.
Commish.
I was locked into this one because it is the game of the week, and I got to write about it. I got to do the Sicko Mally intro about it. It's going on the Beehive. I got to do all that stuff. So App State takes a 17-0 lead after the first quarter, and you're like, oh my god, like this is just horrible for the Beavers. But can they right the ship? And they started to do it. They get a touchdown at 17-7. They get another touchdown at 17-14 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, they scored all their points again. So, like, App State gets a touchdown. Now it's like 24-14. Oregon State gets a touchdown. It's 24-21. App State gets a field goal. And that was basically almost all the scoring for the rest of the game. There was no scoring in the fourth quarter except for one play I'll talk about in just a little bit. But the thing is that Oregon State had 3 huge, long drives in the fourth quarter to get that touchdown that would give them the lead if they made the extra point. Now, I'm not guaranteeing Oregon State would have made the extra point because their special teams is not good, and they just fired their special teams coach after this game.
By the way, when you say not good, let's be real clear. 136th out of 136 in special teams. They were
135th. 135th.
Sorry.
Colorado State is one below them. So very bad. They fired the special teams coach. So you couldn't guarantee that they were going to do that. And I could imagine seeing the Sickos Game of the Week go to OT because they missed the extra point at 27-27. But so Oregon State goes on a drive and they're trying to get the touchdown and they get all the way down to App State 6. And Malik Murphy's flushed out of the pocket, decides to just heave it up in the corner of the end zone for a jump ball, for a touchdown, and the App State comes down with it. It's an interception. So it's still 20. So it's 27-21. I'm like, okay, fine. App State can't do anything with it. They have to punt it back to Oregon State. Oregon State goes on another drive. They get all the way down to App State's 1-yard line, and they get stuffed on 4th and goal on the 1.
Jesus.
And there's like a minute 40 something left in the game, but Oregon State has all 3 of their timeouts. So they could get stuffed on 4th and 1. They could hold App State back. So App State was like, okay, we got to try to get a first down. They run the ball on second down. It's a fumble, and the ball, like the Beavers, there's 3 Beavers around it, but then the quarterback for App State is the first one to the ground and gets it, and he's on it for a safety. So now Oregon State is alive again. But now it's 27-23. The only point in the fourth quarter was the safety. It's just so App State has a free kick. Oregon State gets the ball back with essentially like 2 timeouts or 1 timeout left, and they start on their own 43. So now they got to go 57 yards to get a touchdown to win it. Oregon State's struggling. They get to like App State's 25. There was like a really questionable pass interference call that kept the drive alive for Oregon State. Just these little things are just like killing the Mountaineers fans in the stands. Just like, oh God, like, and then Beavers fans are like, we're still alive. You're still keeping me alive in this game. And the way the game ended was incredible. So Malik Murphy takes a sack. Now it's back with like 20-something seconds left. They're back at App State's 39 and like 2nd and 23. And they complete a pass that's going to be the first down. It's going to be a first down for Oregon State. But like a safety for App State comes flying in, goes shoulder to shoulder, and the ball pops out of the Oregon State's receiver's hands. And like the safety for App State juggling it, trying to catch it to seal it, juggles it, catches it, seals it. That's it. Oregon State loses, just put out of their. It just seemed like no matter what Oregon State could do, they could not like get that one last touchdown to get over the hump. And it was just incredibly frustrating for the Beavers, but like agonizing for the Mountaineers at the same time. But a fantastic, phenomenal watch in a Sickos Game of the Week classic. It was awesome.
Pitt Girl, you're not going to like what the numbers of did we get beat that badly have to say about Oregon State tomorrow. Because Oregon State was the better team across the board from all the advanced stats. EPA per play, success rate, yards per play, EPA per dropback. They should have won this game statistically. And
statistically, they should have won.
This is what happened against Houston for Oregon State. This is what happened against at least another game for Oregon State. They're 0-6 in the hardest fucking way. This reminds me of that snake-bit Nebraska team.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
The best 0-5 team in the land, or whatever the hell that Nebraska team was.
This Oregon State team should not be 0-6 statistically, yet they are here.
So, is there a way, Pitt Girl, for you to bequeath them the super weapon?
So, the first rule of the super weapon is don't talk about the super weapon. Like, the super weapon is Michigan J Frog, right? And so as soon as you look at it, it's not going to do it. And it really upsets me when people on the internet are like, Pitt super weapon. Like, no, if you want it to happen, shut the fuck up. All of that to say, I don't think so. Because to bequeath the super weapon would be to think about it and to discuss it. And if we do those things, it will go away. I wish I could, but I can't.
I will note on this game, too, is that App State was tied for the nation in the most turnovers, like given away, most giveaways.
They've been real bad on turnovers.
They were horrible. They didn't turn the ball over once in this game.
Of course.
And Oregon State turned the ball over 3 times. Oregon State, basically, they fumbled the kickoff after App State got a field goal in like the first quarter. And then that's how they went down 10-0 like really fast. So it just, the Beavs are just incredibly snake bitten. It is just like, I don't know what type of curse is there over Corvallis right now, but I just like there was a weird force field on the end zone on that side of the field that the Beavers just could not break. And it's just like they had 3 legitimate chances deep in App State territory, and they just could not punch it in.
They stand amid a field of rakes.
It seems that way.
That's everything I've read about this game. Basically said that every time it was just like a rake to the face.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to ask why on our list I have moved Western Carolina at Wofford up into our FBS talk. Nope. There's a reason for this. We need to talk about Taron Dickens.
Yes.
I checked out his name. That is how you pronounce it.
Do let.
He is Western Carolina's quarterback. He was 46 for 46 when he threw his first incompletion against Wofford into completion.
Ooh.
Wow. That is an FBS record. That is an FCS record, and not by a few. He blew the record out by like 15 to 20 passes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
It was an incredible effort. It was an incredible game.
By the way, did Western Carolina win this by? I assume they won this by like 40 points because their quarterback went 46 for 46. Commish, what was the final score?
It was 23-21. Western Carolina needed a 51-yard game-winning drive to get them in the field goal range to win this game.
This is Connor Halliday core.
Yeah.
This is aggressively Connor Halliday.
Mm-hmm.
Pour one out for that specific brand of Pac-12 After Dark, by the way.
So I did want to note I did want to note that the previous record, most consecutive passes completed in a game, was Dominic Davis for East Carolina of 26. He beat it by 20. The most in a season consecutive passes completed was 36 by Dominic Davis of East Carolina, completed his previous 10 attempts, and then the first 26 against Navy in 2011.
I don't think you should get to count like roll over from one game to the other. I don't think you should get to count that.
So if you wanted to do the rollover, he set the record with 50 too. Taron Davis set it with 50. So if you're going to do the rollover, he still beat the rollover by 14. So if you're going to do that, but now Western Carolina, the Catamounts, and Cullowhee, North Carolina, I hope I said that correctly. But yeah, this was an incredible game. Wofford, I don't know what they did, but Western Carolina is the spinach team of the week in a win.
Yeah, they are.
They had 466 yards on 23 points over Wofford, who had 241 yards and 21 points. So
you double up the yards and get double up the yards out of it.
Just two more points. They didn't have a good coupon at CVS but this is an incredible game, an incredible record, and we wanted to bump it up here to give Taron Dickens. I was on the Western Carolina train. They needed this one to stay in the hunt to win the SoCon and get that auto bid from the SoCon, which it's gonna come down to some things, but this is huge game.
The SoCon is going to be a one bid league. This team just
possibly, it's going to be looking like that. Yeah, we'll see, because I mean the Ivy League's coming too, so it's gonna be tough.
We need to talk about a pointsy game because I was sitting there going, Air Force at Navy, 11 a.m. slot. I'm at my kid's baseball game, so I've got the earpiece in, listening to the Blitz, like you do.
Yeah, you say the earpiece, and I'm picturing you as like a Secret Service agent.
I need a little coily thing.
Jordan's wearing a wire. He's wearing a wire.
Mr. President, get down!
Navy 34, Air Force 31. Not a gambling podcast, but the overhit.
I will admit to having been wrong about this.
Same.
I was very wrong about this. I was surprised. I did not think this is a lot of points for a Service Academy game. And there were a lot of passing yards for a Service Academy game. Yes,
I called the points. I was like, this is going to be like, I feel like both of these teams, like just looking at the thing here, and then Air Force like scored a lot of points against Boise. Boise scored a lot of points against them. And I feel like it's basically, it was going to be pointsy. It was pointsy. It was phenomenal too. Oh, in the beginning, it's the 11 a.m. game, and I'm like, okay, nothing's really popping off, but oh my God, Air Force and Navy is popping off. Because I mean, this game was phenomenal. This had everything you could want in a football game. Navy had 4 touchdowns of over 50 yards. They had an 80-yard touchdown pass, a 59-yard touchdown run, a 60-yard touchdown pass. Air Force had one over 50 yards, 50-yard touchdown pass. Air Force fullback Kemper Hodges got the direct snap and threw a pass on 4th and 1 for 37 yards. We had fullbacks. We had fullbacks throwing passes.
A direct fullback snap is exactly what you need from this kind of game. Technically, they're all fullbacks. Oh, Little side note, by the way, we had a discussion in the mentions about what numbers you can wear in college football.
Yeah.
About listeners, just so you know, there really are no longer any restrictions on numbers. This became because of what's his last name? Bear Bachmeyer.
Yeah, because he's wearing like 40 whatever
40,
as a quarterback.
47, yes.
And
Love
so
that for him.
There's the only rule is that there are suggested numbers for positions.
Yeah.
And that somewhere between like the 50s and 70s, you can't catch the ball, basically. But
otherwise, there are still designated numbers for linemen, or like strongly suggested numbers for linemen.
It's strongly suggested, yes.
Yes.
I will say, though, that the reason I mentioned this is because the way that the NCAA sets it up, they refer to everyone behind the line of scrimmage as just backs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, all the backs can have 1 to 46, and the ends should have 90 to 99. And I want to see a tight end 99.
Hell yeah.
Isn't there one?
The graphic is so fucking like 100 years old football because it's something that you just never see anymore. It's hilarious.
I mean, I've seen punters with like 99. I was doing the punter preview and I was like, there's so many punters in the 90s. It's weird. But yeah, so more about this game. Horvath for Navy set a school record with 469 total yards.
Nice.
He had 339 yards passing. When's the last time you had a Navy quarterback with over 300 yards passing? I can't tell you. We probably need to look that up. And then he had 100.
My guess is the war years.
And then the quarterback for Air Force, Liam Zarka, had 212 yards passing, 152 yards rushing. So, I mean, like nearly 400 yards of offense by both quarterbacks. Just incredible game. Phenomenal game. Navy takes the lead in the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. They do need to beat Army still. They play them at the end of the year. But they will have the catbird seat for the Commander-in-Chief Trophy.
He beat the single game record before Blake Horvath just did this. This is passing yards only. Jim Kubiak, 91.
Oh, wow.
Yep, that is the person you're comparing it to. So
that sure is a guy I've definitely heard of.
Is he related to Gary Kubiak?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm looking. He did play in the pros. I do remember Jim Kubiak.
Jim Kubiak was quarterback's coach at Erie Community College.
Okay, is he related to?
Man, he went everywhere. He played for the Panthers, the Colts, the Barcelona Dragons, the Jets, the Amsterdam Admirals, the Buffalo Destroyers, the Colts again, the Dallas Desperados, the Detroit Fury, and the Georgia Force.
Oh man, he was.
That was 10 years. Oh my God!
It probably put a lot more of 10 years on the odometer. That feels like
He's been everywhere, man. He's been everywhere, man.
Doesn't look like there's any relation to Gary Kubiak.
Commish, you done with this one?
Yeah, moving along.
Let's talk about the other 11 a.m. game. North Carolina, you should be glad that attention was elsewhere. The big talk about this day. Because we weren't expecting a lot, but holy shit, did you not meet my low expectation. Apparently, though, the ludicrous concert of Chapel Thrills slapped. Luda was up for it at 9:45 a.m., and the crowd was into it. Also, Commish, he was singing about his favorite hose.
He was. Presbyterian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blue Hose.
Yeah, they had a bye this week, so they could probably stop by for the concert.
I'm going to need to put some audio in here. Commish, talk about the game a little bit while I find that clip, please.
Of
But from Anna.
Okay.
Our good friend
I thought you were.
Oh yes.
I thought you were looking for the thunderous doink.
No,
I mean that is also a clip that should go.
I mean, this was a doink. So yeah, basically, Clemson just obliterated North Carolina in the first half. It was 35-3. It was not close. And then I think Dabo called the dogs off in the second half because it was only 38-10 final score. It was just like, keep running it up. And then, like, I guess they didn't want to do that. I don't. Clemson, I don't.
Because Dabo plays honorable football. He's an honorable man.
Okay.
It's just wild that North Carolina's reached a point where they're a get-right game at home for other ACC teams.
I mean, like this crowd left so fast.
The shark left. The left shark, was that left shark or baby shark?
I think it was left shark.
That was left shark.
Okay, so like this is
left.
So from Stuart Mandel, the first 9 plays for Clemson on offense, four of the 9 plays went for 75, 36, 35, and 45 yards. Like this wasn't even like it wasn't even close. And that's what I was like, everyone's like, this should be the game of the week. I'm like, it's probably not going to be close. I don't see North Carolina like hanging with a power conference team this year, because I just don't necessarily know like what they have. But I mean, they got their 2 wins on Charlotte and Richmond, and it was it looks bleak for the rest of the year. It's college football. They may wake up and surprise some folks, but really just not a good effort by North Carolina. And I thought Clemson was going to drop 50 for sure on them, and they stopped.
I think the ESPN hates UNC, and here's why. This is B-roll of them interviewing a young North Carolina student. Anna is her name. We found out later.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to run the clip here.
TCU I went to that game, and that was one of the saddest feelings I've had in university so far. And I've failed midterms before, so that's saying something.
Her delivery is so good. Everything about that. Why would you put that in your fucking broadcast? Like,
because you hate UNC.
Oh my God.
It's one thing to have it in the broadcast, but having it just kind of with the music in the background playing as you're casually, I'm not sure if they were going to or coming back from commercial. That's what's really crazy to me. Like you can have like little things like that during a broadcast, but you're putting this in the spot where like you would normally put like B-roll of meat cooking in the stadium or something like that.
Or fans cheering, the guy wearing the overalls and the high fives. Yeah.
How's it going? Here's your rejoin. Good God.
Yeah, here's a panorama shot of campus. Whatever. And no, we've got a student being like, yeah, I failed a midterm once, and actually UNC football is worse.
Anna Yee failed a Korean midterm her freshman year.
Korean's hard.
She did I will have to say, I need to find her TikTok account.
It's something about Garfield, right?
Yes, it is something about Garfield. I don't remember either, but it's a very good handle.
It's Swag something Garfield. Swag Money Garfield. There we go.
Swag Money Garfield. Yes, that's
underscores between everything.
There's underscores in there. Yes. I found the Thunder Doink.
Oh, please.
UNC. There, right. It's in the podcast chat already. So I'll pull it up. This was one of the most thunderous doinks, and it was UNC kicking a field goal down 35-3.
Here we go. Some doink sounds.
In this game of inches, sometimes, well, just listen up.
It's like tinny. It has a timbre to it, like a really bad vibra slap almost.
It looks like there's not a whole lot of bodies in that stadium to absorb the sound.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, I think it's also important to keep in mind that goalposts are like kind of tuning fork shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it makes sense that you get the one.
Do we know what frequency they vibrate at? And is it the same for all goalposts? I now want to know this.
Because you could bring them down a lot easier.
Yeah.
If you knew the resonant frequency, you could bring these things down a lot easier.
I don't think all goalposts sound the same.
No, they absolutely don't. There is different timbre to each one.
Is there? I mean, who manufactures goalposts?
I don't know, but they have to ship them to Ireland. And they do the games over there. Like they don't make them over there.
Engineers with perfect pitch. I know you're out there. I know you're probably listening to this
That
podcast.
is a cursed subclass of people. Those are people who
sound
are
off in the chat because I want to know what you think about goalpost resonance.
Those are the people that can't work under fluorescent lights.
I hope
Because
you're having the best therapy. Oh my God.
okay.
Look, all I'm saying is that I know that those people, if they're out there and they like college football, they're listening to this podcast.
Just imagining like you're listening to a game with your eyes closed. You're not really paying attention to anything. You hear the goalpost and you go, Memphis.
I can tell you,
South
and
End
I
Zone.
don't ha-
That's
I
the
don't
Liberty
have
Bowl's
perfect pitch or
goalpost. I know
anything.
that.
I can tell you exactly what a like off the rim at Cameron Indoor sounds like, because I've heard Pitt do it enough, and it has a very specific sound.
Let's do our ad break here, and then we'll come back and get the rest of these games.
Okay.
As always, if you want to dress like us and be fancy like us, buy things at Home Field Apparel. A Hail to Pitt shirt I see, a UCLA triumphant shirt, a Welcome to Washington State Cougville McLaren shirt. I'm wearing my Hawaii Rainbows shirt.
I had to wear my UCLA shirt today for very obvious reasons. I have owned this shirt for 2 years because you should always buy the mystery box. Always.
Did you like wander around town in central Pennsylvania with the UCLA shirt on?
All day. I took this thing to 3 different Dollar Generals.
Yes. Yes.
Did you get any looks? I'm just curious here.
So I got confused looks at a couple, and at the third one, I got a look of such outright hostility. It was amazing. It's also the one that's closest to my house, and I mean like less than 1/10 of a mile.
They looked at you. They looked at you, Beth, and they were just like, "We are pissed off."
Obnoxiously,
what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
we gotta do.
Yeah, die mad. Obnoxiously, Pitt boyfriend went to the rock climbing gym and then the beer distributor in a home field Pitt shirt today, and encountered a checkout person who was wearing a shirt for a Williamsport brewery that makes a Penn State themed beer. Wearing that shirt, getting chirped by another cashier about the UCLA loss, and obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend was like, "So has this been happening to you all day?" And the cashier was like, "Yes." And listener, I need you to know that both cashiers were women. And so this is a win not only for Penn State haterdom, but also for feminism. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Always buy the mystery box. Home Field knows what you need before you need it.
That's right.
I've started trying to get people to emotionally buy shirts. Whenever there's a big win, I'll drop one of my favorite designs on the timeline and be like, "Hey, buy yourself something nice." Folks, we have our Beehive where we do our weekly Sickos synopses, our stat summaries, and our weekly food fusions.
Behave.
If you're buying tickets for something, go to Vivid Seats. Use our offer code Sickos20 for $20 off your first order of $200 or more. Join our Patreon for $5 a month. Get access to our Discord where you can chat with us throughout the week. Be a part of our stat searches. Be a part of our weekly rankings debates and things like that.
We recorded a thing.
Oh, that's right. We have a new podcast about K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes.
It's coming out on Wednesday. I got it locked and loaded for Wednesday. We just had one on Friday about the aluminum bowl. The aluminium
bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, speaking of the Beehive, I will have something this Wednesday. I'm finishing my story about the things I ate at the State Fair.
Yay.
Hooray.
Go to our merch store, sickoscommittee.org. Check out our YouTube. Oh, at our merch store, by the way, because listeners, you asked for it once I mentioned the metric football game. We now have a shirt that just says, "Drop back 10 meters and punt." We'll do, Commish, have we done a Commish's Corner on that metric game?
No, haven't. We could definitely do it.
I'll do a Jordan Junction or something. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'll join. I got free time. It's fun. Somebody was asking for us to do like 2 different versions of the Crapple Cup, and I'm like, all right, I'll get it working. Also, I was working on something for the Patreon. I think I got episode like 1 done, but I just haven't even started it. It's about the Columbia 44 game losing streak.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, another drought series.
All right, check out our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitch. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. Think of the places we refuse to go. New plug this week. Our friends over at Feed Your Mascot podcast. We'll be talking about them more later on. But Jeff and Blue, I think we've all been on there.
Mm-hmm, we have. Also committee members in good standing. Like, we're all friends here.
So go check out Feed Your Mascot podcast and their Blue Sky account. So they post along throughout the Saturdays. They tend to come at college football from a lot of the same stuff that we do, but they look at more of the whole cultural standings around it. It's a really great podcast. Listen to it. And yeah. And as always, folks, on Saturdays when you're out and about at your kid's baseball game, you have an earpiece in. President, sir. I'm listening to the Varsity app, and I'm listening to the College Football Blitz 12 hours.
Sir, Clemson has just scored another touchdown. Sir, I'm sorry. Clemson just scored another one. Another one. Clemson scored another one.
You think Tyler from Spartanburg's having a good weekend?
Oh my god!
Honestly, I
don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Tyler from Spartanburg had like he's probably in that space that Florida fans are in right now.
Yeah, which I have a nice quote from Florida fans. We'll talk about later.
And yeah, listen to the Varsity app. Listen to the College Football Blitz. Our friend Stephen Hartzell's on there half of the time, every 12 hours. They have video now.
Yeah, on YouTube. They're slowly working that out. So
now
the kinks
it's
are
not listeners. It's not watching the games. You're watching them watch the games.
You're watching them.
You get to watch Hartzell slowly lose his mind, which is probably better, actually.
It's kind of like, watching me try to tweet through games while I have a 2.5-year-old jumping on my back. That would be good TV.
I don't know that we've mentioned this yet, Commish, but you started a little project for our favorite punters. What have we been doing?
So basically on the Beehive, I typically do something, which I did last year. It was called the Sickos Stat Summary. It comes out every Monday. It's free to subscribe. Go right ahead and do it. But I basically wanted to make like a social media graphic on things that we don't really celebrate too much. Like things that we love, like the longest drive of the week that scored a touchdown, or the longest drive of the week that didn't score a damn thing, or the longest drive of the week that ended in a punt. Along with like, we love really, 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 really long punts. And we wanted to celebrate the longest punt of Division I every single week. And last week, or like 2 weeks ago, I got it in my head. I was like, what if we send these punters a trophy?
This
for
was
each one that they get.
You were inspired.
So I brought it up in the Patreon, and they did the thing like, this is what the money is for. I found a trophy company that gave like the most old school punting formation on top of a trophy, like a punting form. It's like the like you would see from like the 1940s. Both arms are out while they're it's amazing. So I did that, and I have sent trophies off to the first 5 winners. They should arrive at the beginning of next week, which it may or may not get there by the time the podcast comes out, depending on, I think we had a winner in Tulsa. We had a winner in TCU. We had a winner at Purdue, had a winner in Charleston Southern. And I can't remember the other winner that we had, but Wagner. So Staten Island. So they're getting trophies. I'm about to send another one this week to our next game. Which is Buffalo punter. Another one. Buffalo punter Dylan Drennan had a 76-yard punt. In the game against Eastern Michigan. He won the longest punt of the week. There was a Portland State punt that was 75 yards. Sam Houston had a punt that was 72 yards. That set the standard really high on Thursday night.
That was Thursday.
That's right. It was a Thursday night game. They set the standard high for this week. And so Dylan, 76-yard punt for this week. I'm going to be sending off a trophy. The strategic communications of Buffalo has already provided me with an address. I'm going to send that out. I think Monday or Tuesday I'll get to the post office to send that out.
Commish, I love how every email you get is some poor SID going, just send it to me. I'll make sure it gets to him.
I'll make sure it gets to him. And I was like, how do I send a trophy to your punter?
That makes total sense. Like, that's a question
that's what the SID money is for.
Yeah, it is. So
this game, Buffalo wins this game in overtime against Eastern Michigan. Comishko.
So Eastern Michigan, man, it's 21-21. Eastern Michigan is like the quarterback about to run in the end zone for a touchdown on like 3rd and goal. Click that link and just play this and tell me where the football goes.
Oh, I can't fucking find it. I've seen this and I cannot find it.
I did the longer clip. That
Okay,
will
here
show
we
you
go.
where the football went. Yeah.
Here we go, everyone.
But like at the beginning, it's just like you just see everybody start running 20 yards back.
Here we go.
So it's like a minute clip. So this is like he takes the ball. He's like, the pocket breaks down. Then he's like, I'm going to run to the goal line. He gets to the 1. Then all of a sudden you see everybody running the other way because the ball's going the other way. You don't even see the ball, though.
Where did the ball go?
Where did the ball go? That's what you have no idea where the ball went.
Where ball? Where
So
ball?
I have a longer clip here to show where the ball went. So everybody's trying to, that was the clip. You just cut it.
Keep going. Sorry.
So if you see the replay, on the replay, you'll notice the Buffalo player number 2.
Oh, it fucking ricochets like crazy.
Yes. Did you like?
Hold up.
I cannot see.
Nobody can see
us.
this.
Yeah, can you show us,
You
please?
took it away.
Oh, I'm so
Podcast
sorry.
is a visual medium
so
for your
sorry.
fellow
I didn't-
podcasters.
I didn't realize I cut it. Here we go.
Yeah. So basically, watch number 2 come in, bam, punches it out. Then you see the ball fly that way. And then everybody's running, and it's bouncing down the sideline. It goes out at the 24-yard line. So there's the punch.
There it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of, Commish? There's an old video of like the fastest human object in human history. It's a
manhole cover.
And this looks like the same thing of like going between frames. I'm not sure I could tell how this is going.
We got one frame of this ball before it got launched into space at 750 million miles an hour. Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
So-
I'm glad you
Is it
found the
football
buffer
or a
picture.
criticality accident? Who can tell?
So I did the full clip of that, which it's on our timeline. And if you want to just throw that in the podcast chat for everybody, but what happened is that Eastern got backed up. That was 3rd and goal. Eastern got backed up instead of having a touchdown, which would have put them up 28-21. They had to settle for a 42-yard field goal, which they made to make it 24-21. Now this gives Buffalo an opportunity to go down and it hits a game-tying field goal from 50 yards out to send it to overtime. They send it to OT, and Buffalo gets the ball first. They get the touchdown and the extra point. Eastern gets a touchdown. They're going for 2 in OT and the win. And Chris Creighton, again, going for OT and the win, again, go for it. Win it. Why take it to another OT? Win it here on this one play instead of just like extending the game. Win it here. Done. They call a shovel pass for the Eastern quarterback. And then as he's about to shovel it to the guy in motion, the ball just falls out of his hands. So he's like, here's the...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, no.
So I feel so bad for the QB. Like, I feel like this kind of reminds me of Oregon State here. Like, they were trying to get in the end zone, Oregon State, the same end zone, like 3 times. And Eastern was trying to get in that end zone on this side in the 4th quarter, and they just could not punch it in, could not break that barrier. And they wound up losing this game. I love the call by the coach. Like, go for the win. End it. You're on the road. You're on the road.
This is a Chris Creighton is hell call.
Yeah. And Chris Creighton is great. Chris Creighton is probably Eastern Michigan's best coach of all time. Like,
the only other one,
support. Keep that man. He is a blessing.
The only other one in contention has his name on the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ranierson, which when they were called Michigan Normal School or whatever, I think
they were. I forget which normal school they were because they were all normal.
There were a lot of normal schools there in Michigan. But yeah, this is a heartbreaker for the MACtion, and I don't know if the shovel pass would have worked. It may have been stuffed anyway, but it's just a heartbreak where he goes to shovel it and then the ball just slips out of his hands, and I feel bad for the QB. I feel bad for Eastern Michigan, but this was classic MACtion, where a ball, like, you don't see where the ball went, and then all you see is just everybody running the other way. You're like, what happened? Where's the ball? And I had to do like Zapruder film to find where the damn ball went. But great win.
To the left.
Great win.
Back and to the left.
Yeah, great win for Pete Buffalo at homecoming. And also winner of longest punt of the week. And Pete Buffalo was giving Chris Creighton his flowers because he said, doing something at the Eastern Michigan program is kind of like their goal for the Buffalo program. Like, he wants to build it and sustain it and be a solid bowl team. Like, Creighton has taken Eastern Michigan to 6 bowl games, in their program history. I think they've only been to one other before, Creighton.
Yep.
It's a rough year, but again, they will fight every single game.
The MAC will do a mid-season sort of recap at some point, but the MAC is very gooey in the middle right now. There's lots of things the MAC's going to work out. Sam Houston 10, New Mexico State 37. New Mexico State scored 24 in the fourth to put this thing away.
Yeah.
Like Arthur has said a couple times, and I've really come around to, it is very hard to go 0-12. And I don't think Sam Houston's going to end up that way, but this does feel like a big slide from 10-2.
I mean, like, new coach, like all their players kind of left. Their coach is now at Temple.
We'll talk about fucking Temple.
I mean, again, who to
hear?
Here's
it. Hold up.
That's right.
That's not what owls sound like, but sure.
It's fine. It's fine.
If you shake them hard enough, maybe.
But I want to say this. There may be a quarterback change coming. I wouldn't put this all on the quarterback because the quarterback's the same one that led them to 10-2 last year. Mm-hmm. It just seems like the team has, like, the coach Phil Longo is just like, hey, they have all the excuses, and it's just kind of just like you have an excuse to tap out. They don't play in their home stadium in Huntsville. They don't play I mean, just not ideal for Sam Houston. Lost a lot of players, don't have a home. They're kind of nomad for this time frame. Not fun, but give a shout out to New Mexico State. Big win for them. First time they started 3-0 at home since 2007.
I have something for you called Greeting Hoots Before Copulation.
No, thank you.
No, thank
I also don't hear anything. Not that I want to.
You got lucky then. Apparently, again, Web 1.0 is great. The International Owl Center has so many fucking hoots for every single kind of owl. It is a great horned owl that Temple has, by the way.
Yes,
right.
yes. Stella is a great horned owl.
Yes.
Army at UAB. UAB gets palindromed 31-13 here. Spanish game of the weekend, a loss. UAB 362 yards for 10 points. Army 295 yards, 31 points.
Also, Army, longest scoring drive of the week for Army. First time they had it this year. They have the longest scoring drive of the week. They had a touchdown, 18 plays, 74 yards, 10 minutes, 34 seconds, and that was the first score to open the game.
God, that's good. It feels right when Army and Navy, like when the service academies do this.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Feels like the world is good.
It feels like an Army or Navy or Air Force award, but it's been a weird year because this is Army's first time winning the award.
Hawaii won
in week 6. Yeah, Hawaii won it. Hawaii has the longest drive of the year right now.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Kansas State fans.
Oh.
Kansas State fans. Baylor 35, Kansas State 34. The Baylor student section had cleared.
Yeah.
They were done.
And
then
end of the third quarter, it's 31-17 K-State leads. And basically McLean Stadium was cleared out. Not many students remain. The ones that remain, they are in the committee with us. Again, K-State's up 31-17. Baylor gets a touchdown. And then they go for 2 and they get it. So now it's 31-25. Then we get another Baylor touchdown in the fourth, and they get the extra point. Now they lead by 1. And you're like, oh God, what is going on? K-State gets a touchdown, but this crazy play happened when the wide receiver is trying to break away from the cornerback and does. But in the process, the cornerback rips the helmet off from the K-State player. The play had to stop when the helmet was ripped off, and then Kansas State had to settle for a field goal on that drive instead of basically him with his helmet and nobody near scoring a touchdown. So this apparently is a rule, which, I mean, again, there's nobody near him.
You got to whistle it.
They had to whistle it. So they settle for a 22-yard field goal. They make it 34-32. This now then allows Baylor to hit the game-winning field goal from 54 yards out with 31 seconds remaining to win 35-34. This game was stupid. I knew it was going to be stupid. I had no idea what was going to happen, and it lived up to every single expectation. Look at this win probability chart.
Oh, it is this is like the kind of thing I make on Roller Coaster Tycoon when I'm trying to juice my numbers.
Yeah, it's like, what's the biggest G switch I can possibly have? Oh, look, your neck snaps here.
Oh no. Oh yeah, this is the death roller coaster.
Yeah. That's rough, buddy.
The UNLV Wyoming game was at 6 p.m. Central. And about 2 to 3 hours before this game kicks, I start hearing that there's weather issues out there. Okay. And I'm like, okay, probably a rainstorm blowing through. We've had lots of lightning this year. My friends, it was a hailstorm. And listeners, first off, Pitt Girl and Beth, does it ever hail in PA?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys have get hail? Okay.
Yes.
Because in Texas, we get lots of hail in Texas.
Yeah, usually not big hail. Like, I've been caught in a hailstorm while driving. I've been caught in a hailstorm while driving a 1999 Chrysler Sebring convertible. The hail was not ever big enough to like cause problems with the soft top of my car. I've never had a car hail damaged out, but there is hail, and it's like little guys.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually get more conversational hail.
I got
like
a new
pea-size hail at the biggest.
Yeah, I feel like it's also not as like, what's the word? Like not as abundant as it looked in.
Yes.
Like you might see some on the ground settling, not like you saw up in Wyoming.
Well, and you get some on the ground settling, and then it melts because it only ever happens in like fucking July. And so it's there for 30 seconds and it's gone.
Listeners, they had to play a football game on a field that was still covered in hail. They tried to use tables to clear it off. It did not work. So, do you want to see
tables is not plows.
UNLV was trying to use folding tables to attempt to clear their sideline.
Sure.
No, it ain't gonna work, guys.
Did they not have the plows ready in their army? Like, I mean,
not
ready. They were not.
I mean, I was just putting my plow blade on Saturday.
See, again, they weren't ready. Wyoming was not ready for this.
I would not have been ready either.
Can you imagine trying to play football on that texture? Because they don't prepare you for that.
It's like you're trying to play football.
Muddy field.
Yeah.
This is like on. Is it grapple? Is that the name of the word?
I feel like
grapple.
In my mind, like playing on hail is like just playing football on Dippin' Dots.
So
on the curling rink.
I'm not the future.
Yeah, I'm not so much bothered by that texture because that's the texture I learned to ski on.
Okay.
Skiing in Pennsylvania, like
I guess you don't get the nice fluffy like
No, it's like, would you like to ski on a combination of wet ice and pain? So I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that feels about right. Like I look at that, Pickle, tell me if you feel the same way. That to me is March in a single image.
That is correct. Yes. So I was informed that this game was happening by someone who had skated. Oh, look, there's snow on the field. And I flipped over and I was like, yeah, that looks like snow. It sure does look like snow. And this is not me, like, person who has never seen snow. I'm not a Floridian, right? Where like other podcasts have been like, oh yeah, that definitely looks like snow. No, it really does look like what snow in Pennsylvania looks like most of the time. But in fact, it was more hail than I have ever seen in my entire life.
I love this. So speaking about the football game, the announcer says on UNLV's first play of the game, it says UNLV needs to take care of the ball, and they immediately turn over. Like it was like the announcer jinx. It was so great. It was funny. Like you just like take care of the ball, immediate fumble. Which I just put in the chat. It's like, they need to take care of the ball. Oh, it's a fumble!
Oh no, disaster!
That was UNLV's only turnover of the game, though, which is good. Wyoming had 3 turnovers. They had 2 punts blocked, and they were both returned for a touchdown. We got to shout out John Hornberg, Jay Hornberg on Blue Sky. It says UNLV is winning in a way that would make the Sickos Committee proud. The Rebels have returned 2 blocked punts for touchdowns and had a 12-play drive ended in Wyoming territory with a punt. Wyoming has almost double the offensive yards watchable is about the kindest word you could use for this game.
We are proud of you. We're very proud of you.
So UNLV wins this 31-17, which is nice. UNLV gets a win there in a tough environment. One thing that pissed me off about this game is it was hail, and everybody's like, "There's a snow game in Laramie." I'm like, "No, it's hail." Because like I just in the reply, like in case I don't know if that was you. It's just like in case you don't know, this was hail. Like, was that you? Okay. I was upset. I was like, man, that was like a snow. It is not a snow game.
Because I saw you going into the replies looking for fights. I was like,
no, I was just like,
general.
I'm not looking for fights. I'm like, actually, it's hail. It's hail. We love
just
snow
doing
games.
our journalistic due diligence to make sure everybody knows the facts.
Are you sure you weren't looking for fights? Because it's a weather thing, and you do get kind of fighty about the weather.
I want to be accurate about the weather forecasts and the Sickos Committee weather advisories too. We want to be accurate about that. But it's just like, hey, everyone's like, hey, it's a snow game. I'm like, sorry, it's actually hail. Because if it was a snow game, we would be going crazy for this. Which, I mean, for a hail game, we're going crazy for it anyway.
Hail game, like low-key better. This is extremely rare.
People were saying hail to Pitt.
That's right. Hail to Wyoming.
And
hail to Wyoming.
Also Hail State.
Hail State.
Hey, girl. What the fuck did you guys do to Boston College?
I don't know. Pitt didn't make me sad this week.
It was an ass kicking.
It was. We've got a new quarterback. He's our first true freshman starting since the last time we had a quarterback that was actually really good. And he was very good. So Mason Heinschel, hello. Thank you. I am excited. It's amazing how much better your football team looks when you have a quarterback that doesn't throw stupid picks. When your offensive coordinator also has you run the ball, and that means that you retain possession, and you actually sit on the ball for a while, and your defense doesn't get tired. So that's cool. Also, I think BC is just like real bad. So mark your calendars now for BC UConn. That is coming up very soon. Early nominee for Game of the Week for us, I think.
A big Lambert Game Trophy.
Yeah. Implications for the Lambert Trophy. Mm-hmm. I had a great time on Saturday, and it's been a minute since that has happened. So thank you, Pitt football. I'm happy.
Now, Pitt Girl, what are the three rivers in Pittsburgh again?
If you ask the people who were, and mind you, Max Brown, former Pitt quarterback, was the color commentator on this game.
Oh no.
If you ask the play-by-play guy, the three rivers are the Ohio, the Monongahela, and the Susquehanna.
That's wrong.
Susquehanna, right?
Which is wrong for two reasons.
Oh, God.
Number one, I am sitting here in scenic Cap Region, Pennsylvania, less than like 3 miles, probably less than that, as the crow flies from the river in question. And also, this isn't fucking Europe. It's the Susquehanna. Why are you pronouncing it like that?
Susquehanna.
Ugh. Yeah, but anyway, it's like 180 miles to Pittsburgh from here. Like, it's not close. I wish we were at the confluence of those rivers. I would have been at the game yesterday.
The third one's the Allegheny, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
That's not even the difficult one to pronounce.
No, I mean, that's the county, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah,
hit the ding again, Jordan.
When she said "as the crow flies," I wanted you to play the hawk sound again.
No, wrong song. Hey, Arthur.
That's what crows say.
Arthur, how is Northwestern, man?
Oh, man. I mean, it was great. You know, I can't believe there's only one more Northwestern game at this stadium. But
that's wild.
I went for, this game, ULM at Northwestern. ULM did score first. They took the opening drive for a touchdown, which the touchdown came on a flea flicker. Northwestern did score the next 42 points in this game. But, I still had a great time. It was still just beautiful weather. The seats where I was sitting, I didn't realize this. I was just, kind of looking at the seating chart, and I was trying to figure out where would be a cool place to sit. And I decided to sit immediately behind the ULM bench.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Just to
on the short side of the field, like that
on the short side, right?
Yeah.
Where the screens are.
Yeah. There was a screen right behind me. Also, like a big speaker that was trying to get the audio in the stadium out to everyone in the temporary stadium there. But I mean, I was also, so when I was in my seat, I was like directly behind the bench. But then to get to the seats, you had to basically like walk almost on the field. Like there's, those like metal barricades kind of cordoning off a path for people to walk to that section right in the middle. So yeah, I mean, I got to see football up. It was interesting because it felt like I was in a high school stadium, but then all the players were way faster, it was like really a special experience that I will cherish. And also just in general, I mean, I had a great time, but even when Northwestern opens up their new stadium, I had never been to Chicago before. And so it was like a cool, a whole fun weekend that was cool. I got to eat some Chicago food. I did Portillo's. I had a hot dog there, and I had an Italian beef sandwich there. So I checked those boxes, and then I also had Chicago style deep dish pizza. For the first time.
Which Chicago pizza joint did you go to?
So the one I went to was called I believe Giordano's. I've seen a lot of people commenting on that, like, no, you got to go to this other one. My main criteria,
I'm sorry, you said Jordan?
I'm not
Clemson,
big on
Clemson just scored another touchdown.
Yeah. So the criteria by which I picked which pizza place to go was which one had a location directly across the street from my hotel. That's
fair.
Yeah, that was the key for me.
That is very fair. I will state, for the sake of the podcast and for the listeners, most specifically my dad, who I know is listening to this podcast, that I am a Geno's East partisan, but I've heard good things about Giordano's, and I respect it.
Yeah, I liked it. I'd never really had anything like it before. I will say it's different than like a New York pizza. It's a different facility. And so I find it kind of hard to compare them directly, but I mean, I like the pasta sauce. I like the toppings. I like it still has all of kind of those elements of pizza. And I mean, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
What kind of pizza did you get, Arthur?
Oh, in terms of what toppings? I mean, I figured, in order to kind of have a controlled experiment, right? Because you don't want to. I mean, if I'm gonna try to compare it to other pizza, then I should order a Chicago style deep dish pizza with the toppings I would order on another pizza. Okay. So I just went with my usual. I went with pineapple and Canadian bacon.
Okay, Hawaiian style. Okay.
The face, Pitt Girl's face, just locked in.
I'm upset now. This is upsetting.
We gotta control these variables.
No.
Deep dish Hawaiian.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight on any like pizza toppings, or whatever, man.
I like Hawaiian pizza. Yeah. I'm fine with Hawaiian pizza.
Was the Hawaiian, like, I mean, that's got to be weird. Was like the sauce on the top, or was it cheese on the top?
Cheese vat full of fruit.
The cheese is under the sauce. Yes.
Okay. Well, on that one, like the picture that you had, Arthur, was the sauce on top?
Yeah. So it was in terms of like layering, it was kind of like pineapple sauce, like cheese and Canadian bacon. So I mean,
you had to make your own. They don't sell this, Arthur.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They don't sell this. You made this.
Listener, if you've never been to Chicago and you want to try Chicago style deep dish, the correct kind has Italian sausage in it. Thank you.
I've had. Did you tell them you wanted a fruit salad and this is just what they brought you?
So the place, so ordering it, right? So they have kind of like actual pizza like menu items, right? Where you can say like,
real
oh, I
pizza.
just want this, right? But
Hawaiian deep dish.
because so all of those are like serves X amount of people, and that was bigger than one. I'm by myself. I'm coming back from the game, right? So it's probably like 7:00 at night at this point, and I'm just, like, I just want to get some food, and I want it to be, fairly easy. And so the only way to order like their personal size was you have to like kind of customize it yourself. That's their only personal size option on the menu is just build your own pizza. So I did, and then I just saw, oh, these toppings are available. Like, okay, like let's control those variables. It was, but like I said, I liked it. People getting up in arms about like, oh, that's not real Chicago style pizza. Like I said, I liked. Would you like me to say I don't like your pizza?
No,
I said nice things about it.
Arthur, I am glad that you liked it, but also I'm upset.
It was also hard to eat it. Like it was not a graceful eating process.
No,
specifically because I was using plastic silverware back in my hotel room.
Pitt Girl, check out the Discord real fast. Pitt Girl, check out the Discord real fast.
Oh God.
Arthur, I have never had Chicago style pizza, and I just want to know, was American cheese on the topping list?
I do not think so. I think
this is a real glass houses and stones here situation for you, Beth.
No, so something interesting. I don't believe I saw American cheese on the topping list for the pizza place. I do think you could get American cheese on like the hot dog at Portillo's. I think I saw that as an option there, which I didn't do. When I ordered the hot dog, by the way, I did not put ketchup on it, which was difficult for me, but I went in, I ordered, and I just ordered it like whatever the default is, just give me that. Because I figured that would be the most authentic experience. But yeah, if your team ever schedules a road game at Northwestern, I recommend it, especially if it's early in the year, which that's generally when non-conference games are. Because I had a great time. I saw a lot of cool stuff in Chicago. I did the boat tour, saw the bridge where the Dave Matthews Band bus went over. I went under that bridge safely though, so I survived.
Good. That's good. You survived.
And they did tell us about the tour, about the tour bus when we went under.
Okay, that's amazing that's part of the tour. Okay,
now that's part of the tour. They tell you about hey, this is the bridge that Dave Matthews.
Did they pass out ponchos? Just for ambiance,
just for old times' sake.
It's the splash zone. It's like going to a Blue Man Group concert.
I will. Let's go back to the game. No more Dave Matthews and pineapple deep dish. ULM scored a touchdown to lead 7-0 with a flea flicker, and that was the end of the game. That was great.
That's good.
Good job.
Yeah.
Like I was worried about the lines. I was afraid it was going to be a blowout, and it kind of happened. Like ULM could not run the ball. 87 yards rushing, only 2.9 per attempt. In their wins, they're averaging over like 6 or 7 yards a carry, and just not enough beef in Monroe.
Well, I think the bigger thing beyond running the ball was that like ULM just couldn't get a stop.
Neither at all.
They were okay on like first and second down, but it just seemed like once Northwestern settled in, they were just really able to convert some long third downs, just keep the chains moving. I don't think like Northwestern didn't punt until they got to kind of the end of the game where they were getting their backups in, and that really was what sunk them. And honestly, positionally, the place where ULM glaringly obvious there was a difference was kicker.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, it's a Big Ten. You're gonna have specialists. Big Ten West, you're gonna have the specialists. So, ULM still got a winning record. They lost to their 2 P4 opponents. Next week's gonna be interesting against Coastal.
We weren't expecting them to win those 2 games towards their bowl eligibility. Nope. So we're still fine.
Nope, not at all. Still good. Still on the path to Mobile.
San Jose State 35, New Mexico 28. This was the Friday night game. San Jose State has another fucking crazy receiver. Y'all remember Nick Nash last year?
Yeah, he's in
Yes.
the NFL now. Yep.
This year, Danny Scudero transferred from Sac State, 151 yards in this game, and they pulled him early. Like he didn't play like the second half. He was averaging like 120 yards a game before this week.
Yes.
Kenya Motololo is a fucking wide receiver whisperer. I don't know, man.
I love San Jose State's offense. Again, it's called the spread and shred. And I knew this was going to be tough for the Lobos because the Lobos secondary is not great. So, this is a tough one. It's on the road. It's a Friday after like a big rivalry win Friday night on the road. Difficult. They hung, but like San Jose State got the win, and Lobos still on a path for a bowl game along with San Jose State.
A couple other games along here. Miami, Ohio rattled off 25 straight points, including a safety, to beat Northern Illinois 25-14.
Yeah.
We found out first off, do we all know where Hal Mummy is coaching?
I know he's at Centenary right now.
He's at Centenary right now.
There's like D3 Centenary in Shreveport.
We found out that his son is the Colorado State passing game coordinator. Matt Mummy's a great name, by the way.
Matt Mummy.
San Diego State looked alive again. They won. They scored 45 points. This made us think, and Kevin will get back to us on this, teams that are our true road warrior teams, San Diego State is absolutely one of them, because when they're at home, they're scoring. And when they're on the road, it is nothing. It is nothing.
Man, they desperately need to make the Holiday Bowl.
They need a bowl game that is near water. If they make a bowl game, they need a bowl game that is near water. It seems like the Aztecs are taking their power from water in the ocean. They struggled in DeKalb, which is not the Chicago suburbs. It is out there. And somebody yelled at us about that. But they struggled. They struggled in Pullman, which is like 4 hours away from like the Pacific Ocean, or maybe more.
It's gotta be more than that.
Yeah, I'd probably say like 5. Who knows? But yeah, it is something that San Diego State, they got the home cooking, and Kevin did come up with the stats for that. So they are up there in the home field cook, the home cooking standings.
You know who cooks at home? Mizzou. Yeah. They have 0 points on the road. Do you know why? Because they've played 5 home games. Mizzou's played 0 away games so far.
They're all about home cooking in Mizzou.
Troy beats South Alabama for the Battle of the Belt in OT 31-24. South Alabama slides to 1-5.
Yeah.
Which is not where I expected them to be.
I'm going to give a shout out to Troy. Big win. Again, back up at 3-2. They gave Clemson some crap. They got weather delayed there in Clemson. But again, Troy is kind of back up a little bit. Like they are slowly building that Death Star back. So this is kind of like, they blew it up with their previous coach, and they're slowly building that Sun Belt powerhouse back. And Gerard Parker's got it rolling a little bit.
There was more than one Death Star.
There was. So again, Troy.
There was Starkiller Base. Then there were all the little mini ships that were mini Death Stars. And then I read the extra books. There was a dark saber, but it wasn't the dark saber that the Mandalorians used. It was an actual Death Star spinoff. That was
Is it Death Stars or Death Star?
Death Star.
And our listeners are in hell. Going on.
I just want to say this, that, all the Death Stars are probably Hardy's locations in Troy.
Where does it become Carl's Jr. again?
I don't know.
There's a map somewhere. Wake Forest beats Virginia Tech 30-23 on the CW. Yeah. Big win for Wake. UConn surprised me. They finally didn't fucking play down to their opponent, and they beat FIU 51-10.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I feel like I saw this go by on the ticker, and it was like relatively close, and then I stopped paying attention.
It was not
Holy
close.
shit. Good job, UConn.
Yeah, UConn handled the business.
beat that ass. FIU wins the Hootenanny over Rice.
FAU. FIU got their ass beat by UConn, as we previously established.
Sorry, FIU. You're different programs.
Play the screeching noise for FAU. Perfect. All right.
This is not the owl noise.
I know it's not, but I just love using it.
Look, man, I got one.
We need to get just find a barn owl. We'll use a barn owl.
We'll get another sound, but this is what we got right now, so we're just gonna use it.
Everyone who's super into birds and knows what a barn owl sounds like just got very excited.
One more time with the red tail hawk, please.
I did find out this week that Northwestern uses that cat growl sound effect.
a lot.
When they use it specifically when their defense has a third down.
Yes.
I mean, Pitt does this too.
Yes.
I just like
perfect.
I just like finding teams using that cat growl sound effect.
Hey, Akron won a fucking football game.
Yeah, they did.
Hell yeah!
Akron beat Central Michigan.
That's right.
This was not
Zips.
Yeah, go fucking Zips, baby. One of my favorite games.
I love this one here. Like, the undercuffler. Shout out to I think it's like Legion or something. I'm sorry if I don't remember your Discord name. But Ben Finley was throwing pretty passes for the Zips. I want to give a shout out to Akron's Jordan Gant, the running back. He had 176 yards rushing for the Zips. As a team, Akron had 167 yards rushing, which was 9 less than Jordan.
So the other rushers combined for -9.
The other two rushers combined for -9 yards rushing. But Akron still wins it. Give it to Jordan Gant, you're going to gain yards.
Man,
give it to anybody else for Akron, you're going to lose yards.
When you got to do the fucking group project, God.
It's just like Jordan Gant carrying the rushing offense. Shout out to that.
Hey, you know what you can't do? You can't walk into fucking Philadelphia into the link and expect to fucking win, okay?
That's
UTSA
right.
21, Temple 27.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Temple,
Big
like Pitt Girl and I have been hooting the horn. Temple is way better this year. Casey Keeler has them going, guys.
Bitey Temple. Talk to your kids about Bitey Temple. I'm not gonna get on the Temple bowl game hype train yet, but
let's not go crazy. Yeah,
Temple has figured some shit out though.
It's plausible. If you look at their schedule, it could happen.
I want to give a shout out here. Like I said, I called this. I was very curious about this game. I wanted to see what UTSA had. UTSA was up 14-3 at half. Temple came back. They took the lead 17-14. UTSA got a touchdown to make it 21-17. And then, Temple got a touchdown, got a field goal to kind of make it 27-21. And UTSA just could not get another touchdown to lead here. So big ups to Temple. Last year, what did they have? 3 wins?
If that.
If that, maybe 2 or 3 wins last year. So Temple's already, either at or past their win total for last year. So shout out to Temple.
Yes. And also, I want to take this moment to fully acknowledge that there are 3 FBS football teams in the state of Pennsylvania, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. 2 of them won this week.
Fair. Friday night in a packed house in this one is Newark, Delaware.
Newark, Delaware. Yep.
Delaware. Yeah.
In a packed house at Newark, Delaware. Western Kentucky 27, Delaware 24. Delaware once again has to play an overtime game for their lives. Delaware misses a last-second field goal to send this to overtime.
God, I wanted this for them so badly.
They had to march all the way down the fucking field, man. Western Kentucky pinned them so far back.
And they did it. They got all the way down the field, and then they just didn't do the field goal.
Look, Delaware kind of had chances to there were some goal line turnovers for the Blue Hens. Our man Nick Minacucci with their goal line turnover should have been a touchdown for the Blue Hens fumble. There was another red zone turnover for the Blue Hens, and again, if they get rid of those mistakes, they probably win this game. But props to Western Kentucky for fighting in a hostile atmosphere in Newark, Delaware against the Blue Hens, because really that is rough. That seems like a great place to catch a game.
It's a really cool environment. Everyone get out to Newark and see a game and stop at Piece of Pizza.
And have pineapple?
I mean, if you must.
Okay.
If you're in Delaware, I must also strongly recommend Lido Pizza, which is like a chain, but it's real good.
Or buying a car on account of no sales tax.
Also buying liquor on account of no sales tax.
Okay.
And broader selection than available in Pennsylvania.
Or opening up a limited liability corporation.
Sure.
Yep.
We're going to relocate our headquarters to Newark instead of Shreveport.
The Sickos Committee from MBNA, in fact, yes.
We're going to Ireland.
Okay.
I mean, we're actually going to Ireland at some point, so we should definitely open up our international offices while we're there. Just saying.
Please
Committee
join
worldwide.
It was October 4th yesterday, and Maryland woke up and turned into a fucking pumpkin yet again.
So it took them until the end of the game to remember that it was October, which is maybe the worst part.
Never show them a calendar. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm really, really sorry, Maryland fans, because you did the thing. You were up 20-0, and then you remembered that it was October, and everything went to shit.
Oh no! Oh god! No!
Oh fuck! Where are my shoes?
The turtle turned into a pumpkin.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
This is so bad. I feel so bad for them because they're up 20-0 in the third.
And then
in the third. And then so like Washington doesn't begin this comeback until they don't get their first points until 3:44 left in the third quarter, and it's 20-3.
And Washington fans are happy with this either. That's the thing. No one's happy with this game. No one feels good.
They scored 21 points in the fourth to win this one 24-20. And just
Washington, that's fucked up, man. You can't just do that. That's fucked up. You can't just score 21 points like that and break Maryland.
They did it in College Park, and the salmon crab cakes, they crab cake out of there with a win. What a big victory for Washington, and what a game that nobody's happy with.
Kansas has a great goal line stand to beat UCF 27-20. UCF wearing their black on black uniforms.
Yes.
The nameplates were in black along with the uniforms themselves and was completely legible. Nevada at Fresno State. This game ended on an 8-minute drive that Fresno State had. Nevada punted the ball back to Fresno State with 8:42 left in the fourth, down 20-17, and then never saw it again. The nightmare scenario.
I can't even. So I was watching this game, and I was still up, and I nearly made it to the end of this one, but Joey finished this one out. So I was just joking. It's 20-3. Fresno State's up, and I was like, "This is lo-fi Mountain West games that you can study to." And a Fresno person in the stands, she's like, "Yeah, in the stands, this is kind of true." And then all of a sudden, Nevada was like, "Okay, let's make it up tempo now." They scored like 2 touchdowns back to back, and then they had the punt, and they just never saw the ball again. And so, shout out to Fresno for the longest non-scoring drive of the week to end the game.
Beth, do you have any feelings here or there about the BYU game?
I fixed 7 ukuleles while the game was going on.
A better use of your time.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Beth got to watch West Virginia on 2 calendar days this week, Eastern time.
And I think as a result that I should get to not watch them this week.
That's up to you.
No, it's up to the bye week. Thank God.
Oh, hooray!
I'm free.
Notre Dame beats Boise State 28-7. Cincinnati gets a good win over Iowa State 38-30. Gonna make Scott Satterfield, I think he's a real good looking coach for some other jobs.
I mean, again, is Scott Satterfield? Scott Satterfield knows this is a contract year, so he has to look good enough to leave Cincinnati before Cincinnati fires him.
I have a cursed idea.
Oh.
Scott Satterfield to Penn State.
No.
Yeah. I think he's the one that can get him over the hump.
Yeah, he can get him over the hump. He's got to win under pressure. He's shown that he's good at winning under pressure.
ODU once again wipes the floor with opponents who aren't as good as they are. They beat Coastal 47-7.
Rip.
ODU putting together quite the season. I think they've won 4 at this point, and they're on their way to bowl eligibility, which for ODU is a huge thing.
Coastal just keeps waking up in bathtubs of ice with no kidneys this year.
I honestly think that at some point there are certain teams that there's some fans of certain teams who have been asking us hey, can we just not talk about us anymore this year? And Coastal fans have definitely been we're good. Just let us
we get it, guys.
Let us run into this wall on our own. We don't need We found out a fun Purdue fun fact, which is
I don't know how fun it is for Purdue.
Purdue football has lost every game that's followed a Taylor Swift album release.
Yes.
Hey, you know what?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's true.
And it's also a little bit weird to me that all 12 of Taylor Swift's albums have come out during football seasons. That's the interesting thing to me is not, I'm sorry, Purdue. I am sad that you have lost every time that a Taylor Swift album has come out, but all of them have come out in the fall.
So that isn't all of them. So, because Torture Poets Department released in April.
Oh, that's right. It did. Okay.
And Folklore released in July.
Okay.
So this isn't every one of them, but every one that there has been a Purdue game.
All of the ones that have come out in the fall. Yeah, because actually now that I look at this, because Evermore is not on this graphic either.
And Evermore came out in December.
Okay.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift's a football person now.
It's true.
Florida beat Texas. Texas is out of the top 25 finally. They fell out with Penn State.
You're fine. Free.
Hit the Texas button, Jordan.
Fine.
Do it.
Horns down.
When I saw the Sleepy Longhorn at the State Fair, I should have fucking known.
That
being said, Red River is going to be cursed as shit.
I called this one.
I know you did.
This.
Yeah, that's fine. It was.
Nice.
I think this was a popular one too.
It was an awful fucking game. Guess what? Florida fans extremely unhappy too. Florida fans are we'll win and fucking fire our coach. Watch us.
I do love a game that I have no investment in where everybody suffers.
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah.
Were you grateful to Penn State?
Oh, to Price for this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nobody's looking at you, my guy. Everybody's looking at Penn State.
Sorry. We spent 30 minutes on Penn State in the beginning. We're only spending 2 minutes on this. I want to give a shout out to Florida Gator at Air Florida Jordan. It says Texas fans expecting Florida fans to rush the field. It's funny to me. Y'all are not in the Big 12 anymore. Down here, the expectation is to whip your preseason number 1 ass and still fire our coach.
Duke absolutely destroyed Cal in the second half. Duke is a better team than Cal.
It was spicy in the first half, but shout out to Blue Stanford for figuring it out in the second half, I guess.
I will say, just listeners on the calendar, 2 weeks from now, North Carolina goes to Cal.
Mm-hmm.
And just pencil that one in. You're gonna want to. I don't think Luda's going to be at that one, so you might have to find other pregame entertainment. But just pencil that in. Nebraska, Michigan State.
I mean, Luda could be there if he's pimping all over the world.
Nebraska, Michigan State, again, another game that everyone was just Nebraska fans were just happy they survived it. Because Nebraska loses this game more times than they win it.
This is one that you feel like Michigan State takes a lead kind of late in the second half, and you're like, okay, Nebraska's going to lose this now. This is what Nebraska does. And they didn't. They fought back, and they put it on Michigan State. So it's kind of like you saw this game where a program mentality shifted in a game. I know it's just Michigan State, whatever, but this is one that Nebraska, something like this happens and they would turtle and they would just fall apart. They did not. They bounced back. They won this one 38-27. I also want to give some Michigan State credit here too, because I think they're going in the right direction. I feel like their quarterback maybe tried to do a little bit too much and reverted back to his old self from last year. But this was a good game, a little bit of a good measuring stick for Michigan State, and a good measuring stick for Nebraska here. This is, I mean, the Huskers, man, the past 4 or 5 years, the Huskers would lose this game, but they did not. They bounced back, and big win for the Huskers.
I'm going to skip over the next couple. To tell you what kind of podcast we are, Miami beat Florida State. That's all you really need to know about that. They beat them pretty badly.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, you know what? Louisville got some cover because Virginia-Louisville happened at the same time as Penn State UCLA.
Yeah.
This went to overtime. Virginia wins this 30-27.
I mean, is this even cover? Like, Virginia's ranked. Like, talk to your kids about good Virginia, I think is the moral of the story here.
Louisville was fake.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to win, but like I think we're all just wrong and looking at this like from the brand name perspective.
I'm surprised that Virginia won this one, which I said I'd be surprised if they did. I'm surprised they did it. They won it in OT.
I said that too.
Miller Moss threw like one of the most horrific interceptions I've ever seen. That turned out to be a pick six and led Virginia back in this game. Like I don't know how you throw that pick. That hurt big time for Louisville, because like Louisville probably should have won this game, but that is like, that pick six is just like, what do you do? Like Miller Moss has been a QB in college football for like 47 years at this time. Like, I mean, like, you know, I mean, he's on his like 27th year of eligibility. You can't make that. You can't do that. And it's just like right to a Virginia person who takes it to the house. But credit to Virginia, the Who's. Big win.
Our longest non-scoring drive of the week comes from JMU 14, Georgia State 7. JMU goes 18 plays, 59 yards in 10:32 and gives it up on downs. Ball State beats Ohio, being down 14-0 at half. This is quietly one of the most shocking results of the weekend for me, because Ohio, like Ball State has looked just like nothing. And 20 unanswered, baby.
Ohio, what the fuck? What you doing over there?
Memphis becomes our first bowl eligible team by going 6-0. Good for them. In Texas State, Arkansas State, Texas State wins this, but there is a crazy little thing at the very end. Commish, what did you see here?
Oh my God. Okay. So this is really stupid. And this is great what we do here. This is like basically Texas State is on Arkansas State's doorstep. It's 1st and goal. They're on like the 1 yard line. So like Texas State basically can like win this game with the touchdown and seal it. Arkansas State decides to let them just have the touchdown. So it's 30-24. Texas State misses the extra point. So they missed the extra point. It's 30-24. And there's a minute one left. Arkansas State's got all the like 2 timeouts left instead of like letting them bleed the timeouts from them. And then Arkansas State goes down the field and gets in the last minute, scores the game-winning touchdown and hits the extra point to win by 1.
Sorry, I flipped this when I said this. Arkansas State won the game, not Texas State. My bad.
Arkansas State won the game by 1, yes. So, I mean, crafty Butch Jones?
Texas Tech runs and passes all over Houston. Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Texas A&M police scanner has a new character. We have introduced Sober Father.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And also, my favorite, responded to report of intoxicated subject in men's restroom, called sober friend. Sober friend arrived intoxicated. Hate when that happens.
Arrested.
In some quick FBS news, we have discovered a man by the name of Jimmy Kibble at Georgetown.
So FCS news then.
FCS. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, Jimmy Kibble at Georgetown.
Jimmy Kibble
out here like running a pet food empire, one would imagine.
Yes.
I liked watching him on ABC.
Kibbles and Bits.
In late night.
I want to say this. Look, Georgetown won on a Hail Mary. Can you play the call? Because it's an awesome voice crack by the announcer.
Oh,
the Hail Mary.
We're already at 2 hours.
I know we're already at whatever. It's just, you know, we spent 30 minutes on UCLA upsetting Penn State. But this is an all-time voice crack. We got to hear this.
Thomas steps up. He'll throw it deep, looking for a man. There's Kibble. He makes the catch, and the
Oh, I love that for Georgetown.
Wow.
HOYAS Saxa.
Hoya fucking Saxa indeed. Big Sky Bangers. Eastern wins the Dam Cup 35-27 over Portland State. UC Davis wins the Golden Horseshoe for the 9th straight time over Cal Polyamorous 34-27. Montana beats Idaho State, even though Montana needed the Philly Special to survive this game.
At the end, yeah. Idaho State was up like almost the entire game. They get the Philly Special to lead in the 4th, and Idaho State just can't match them again. Also, shout out to the thickest line of scrimmage and first down markers I've ever seen in my life on TV.
Extra bold. This is the big fat Sharpie.
Yes.
For men.
Huge. Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. What else? Governor's Cup. Arthur, man, I got you, bud. Governor's Cup, Rhode Island at Brown. Brown has the game-sealing interception there to win the Governor's Cup over ranked Rhode Island. This is
Rhode Island was like 10th. Game sealing, first time they won the Governor's Cup since 2017, and the Brown Bears' first win against an FCS ranked team was 2009. Also, their first win against an FCS ranked team since like the 1980s, and it was also against Rhode Island in that time frame too.
And then other Pioneer League stuff. Stetson won a football game over an FCS opponent over Davidson, which we not sure what was going to happen. Dayton was up 28-0 on Morehead State, and then Morehead State scores 28 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
And then Dayton scores a touchdown with like 2 minutes left in the 4th to win 35-28. Just like, you got to be kidding me.
Marist beat San Diego 19-14. There is a bounce house at the end zone there, which is very cool.
Yeah, it's great. I just want to say my heart is not healthy enough to watch Marist football. When you think you can just relax on like a play, you can't. It's either a turnover or a wild play or a missed extra point. Also, we're going to give a shout out to Marist football for tagging us in the bounce house touchdown for the gang. The head coach, Coach Willis, says for context, basically Marist scores a touchdown, long touchdown. The guy goes to the bounce house and high fives like the team mom, which the team mom is the end zone mom, which is Sue Whelan Horan, the wife of the coach, Coach Ho, which this is Susie's second career touchdown celebration and first of the season. It is the family business. They are using the tag bounce house now, so I don't know if they're going to get in trouble at UCF.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
We'll see. But it's an actual bounce house in the end zone that you have at like a kid's birthday party. It's so awesome.
Mumman beats Delaware State. Jashawn Jackson's doing a great job at Delaware State. Keep an eye on them. UTRGV gets their first conference win in the Southland, 5-1. They beat Houston Christian in the 2-game, the 140th meeting of South Dakota School of Mines and Black Hills State. South Dakota School of Mines wins the Black Hills Brawl.
27-13, yep.
And then at the very end, we had a team on the field. I'm not going to play the video, but Colorado School of Mines tried to hook and ladder at the end, and Colorado Mesa was on the field.
The team is on the field.
It
team is on the field.
They only got like a 5-yard penalty for illegal participation instead of like giving them a touchdown, which is crazy. Shout out to Lamar for a punt return touchdown that gives them the game winner. Shout out to Stephen F. Austin for beating UIW, also doing backflips and getting a penalty for that one. C-Law handles business. Tarleton State lost their quarterback to injury. Also, Southern Utah lost their quarterback to injury. So it was a battle of the backups, and they win the battle of the backups 45-24. Our West Georgia Wolves, they lost to the Govs, unfortunately. So they are no longer undefeated. And that's pretty much, I think, all we got.
I think we got it, guys. We will see you guys back here on Thursday to talk about our preview of Week 7.
Hey, Pitt Girl.
Yeah?
Did you catch the Penn State game this weekend?
I did!